You touch on something that's, I'm sure, where a lot of your constituents are, which is, Bin Laden. Okay, he was the big bad guy. He's gone. Well, now there's Baghdadi. Now he's gone. Well, this snake seems to regrow its heads. It's more of a worm than a snake in that sense. Why are we safer now? How does this help us? How are we ahead of where we were before?
Well, the organization is naturally going to be in disarray when their leader is gone. So that's a benefit, of course. But the ideology still stands strong. We're going to be fighting this ideology for a long time. I like to be very honest with the American people about that fact. And frankly, I don't think politicians on either side have been very honest about that fact for years now, which is why we find ourselves in this debate of whether we should leave or whether we should stay.
It's not a debate for you, though.
No. I mean, you know what side of the debate that I've fallen on this.
Right, but why is important? So, look, we all do our homework on you, but for the American people, and it's always tough for you guys who have to go and sacrifice and do the fighting to hear us say, enough with it already. Let these people fight their own fights. We don't want to have our Dan Crenshaws and all our great talent over there at risk. You didn't want to leave, and you believe that the success with Baghdadi is proof to you that you need to have a mentality of staying and doing more in the region. What do you think taking out Baghdadi indicates about what our policy should be going forward?
Right. It's important to note that. So this good outcome that we all agree is a good outcome was a result of some kind of forward presence out in Syria and Iraq. Okay, you do need an intelligence picture of what's going on the ground. You need to have your human source network. You need to have your signals intelligence. You need a place to launch your UAVs. You need a place to launch your special operations forces. You need to maintain alliances, and you need to. This mission came from intelligence sharing with our allies, the SDF in this case. So, this is really important stuff, and if we like this outcome, then we have to understand how it took place. And I'll say this other thing to your comments about sending us over there. We can choose to let them fight themselves and not to and hope that they won't fight us, but we can't stop it, right? Like, war is a two-way street. So we go there so they don't come here, and we can choose not to fight that war, but they don't have to choose that. Okay, they can still fight us, and we learned that lesson in 9/11, and I don't think we should ever learn it again.
Now, look, I get that it's just politics, and I get you're going to dismiss this, but what the president says is very effective for people. I know better than the generals. These intelligence people can't be trusted. Whether it's military intelligence or they're wearing suits or uniform, I don't care. I know better, and look, I just took out al-Baghdadi, and I'm leaving. So let me make the decisions. The Crenshaws, he's a great American, but he's got that old institutional thinking. He's one of them. I'm not. I got it done. We're leaving.
Yeah, and he's responding to a lot of Americans on the right and the left. This isn't even a partisan issue anymore. He's responding to a lot of Americans who have this war wariness, and I get it, which is why I find it so important to try and explain why we think what we think. If you find yourself having to call the other side a warmonger or an endless war lover, that's just, that's dishonest. It's not true. There's good reasoning behind this. The world is a very small place. It's a 12-hour flight from the Middle East. Ideology travels even faster. They radicalize our own citizens. They've radicalized terrorists in Europe. So this does have consequences, and it's important to send guys like me over there to keep pressure on the enemy. And to be fair to the president, he's now decided to keep some special operations troops in Syria.
He modified the position.
Right.